I want
second, that was
something,
good.
I want something about this big with 4 legs.
Alright, everybody ready? The time is 5:01. We're gonna be commencing the City of West Miami Recreation Advisory Board meeting. Date is Wednesday, January 10th. We'll call the meeting to order.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance first.
We can have Christina, you start us off with the pledge.
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Roll call, item 3. Ivan Chávez Jr., Commissioner and Recreation Committee Chair.
Here.
Miguel Casanova.
Here.
Ivan Chávez Sr.
Present.
Alexander Diaz.
Here.
Zachariah Evangelista.
No
Not
show.
present. Marcos Lopez.
No
Is
show.
excused. Christina Barona.
Here.
You have quorum.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 4, approval of minutes for November 15, 2023 Recreation Advisory Board meeting.
We have a motion.
Motion. Second.
The motion and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next item.
Item 5, old business, none. Item 6, under new business. Item 6A, presentation and discussion of equipment to be placed at Cooper Park's outdoor exercise area now that Florida Recreational Development Assistance Program grant agreement number A24068 has been received.
Okay, Mr. Souza, you wanna go? Okay, so this is to go over the grant that we applied for. This, was applied for prior to me, but it's been approved. We're getting the funding to do new exercise equipment at the park, at Cooper Park, and that's exercise area. Now, there's a outdoor fitness guide that was provided as part of the packet. If you guys wanted to look at that so that you could maybe select or have an idea of the types of, it's a part of the agenda.
Oh, the agenda.
Part of the agenda, if you keep going back after the minutes, there's the outdoor fitness guide that you can look at. Here. You're welcome. So that gives you the different options for the types of equipment that we can put in there. We're going to be purchasing 8 pieces of equipment. I'm gonna do a presentation on park project
Where's that at?
update. Keep going.
There is a map. Right there.
So I would ask if you as the board to perhaps make some selections or to determine what we're going to put there based on the size.
Is this gonna go in the existing area we have there, or we gonna
The
be,
existing.
or we gonna put it throughout the park? Different
Yes,
stations,
the-
different stations. Anita was there now.
The grant was proposed as replacing what is there or to redo that exercise equipment area.
Can we make it a little bit bigger?
Make it a little bit bigger, we could expand the area, because it has like a very odd shape, as you'll see when I do my presentation on the park updates. So I'm gonna ask for your guidance,
So the
and
question is, do we have to replace that equipment?
No, we got money, grant
I
money.
That-
understand that, but I
that's
said, what
what
is there
the-
now?
You
What's
can
there have to be
augment,
removed?
you can augment. You don't need
Oh,
to remove it, we can add.
We can add,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Up to 8 pieces.
8
Up
pieces.
to 8 pieces, yeah, up to $50,000.
So what you're saying is, because I've seen
Maintain
people
what we
using
have.
it, maintain what we have,
Yeah,
And
pull-up bar
add
is a
more.
pull-up bar.
That's
I mean,
fine.
and then add more.
We could,
Next to it, or
that will probably, I don't know, that would make sense
you guys have any
to
ideas to where?
expand it so we
Is
don't
this
take any
stuff
more
mobile?
space away
Can
from
we
the
move
park.
it technically, or where it is?
No, once you install it,
They-
No, I'm saying what we have.
if they dug it up. But
Because
I don't know if we discussed
I would have to
moving this thing.
verify
the
with the
monkey
grant
bars are
agency because it was presented.
Everything, people use a lot.
Yeah, they
The
use all
monkey
that.
bars and the
The
pull-up bars.
the
they
problem
work.
that we have is originally this grant was done way before we were
Yeah,
here.
we know.
And they did it as a replacement of what's there.
Oh.
They did not say to put it interspersed through the park, which I think is what you all wanted.
I think we voted on this item before, we had the option as well.
Yeah, I actually think we went back to the,
Leaving it in the
to
original
leave it in the
location.
original
Right.
location, yeah.
So that's where it's at, it's the
Yeah.
original location.
I have a question. Let's say we expand the area that's already in and we add other pieces. In the future, as part of maybe some unforeseen creative development we come up with, that maybe the citizens say, hey, why don't we do this? Can all of that potentially, not saying it's gonna happen, be dug up and moved somewhere else?
Depends on the equipment, depends on how it's attached. If it's attached by bolts, of course. If
Now,
it's
these are
buried-
what?
If it's buried in concrete.
Buried in concrete, right?
Yeah, it's all buried.
It depends on which piece it is.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna expand this, and it,
Add the pieces.
yeah, it comes down to let's not reinvent the wheel. Like, there's pull-up bars here already, so let's not get
Yeah,
another
but
pull-up.
some of the stuff is really bad, like, the steps, I don't even know what
Yeah,
the steps
the-
are for.
Yeah, those steps.
The-
Yeah, they're all rubber and they're
They're
broken.
just seats for different
Yeah.
size height, pretty much. That people
Well, they
use it for.
have, if
Exactly.
you, yeah, so again, I go over, cause I went out and I took photos of the equipment and tried to find out what they are.
Okay.
So that we could see what we have currently and what to expand upon, or to, well, the grant was written as to replace. But there's always the option, depending on what we do, we meaning you, as a committee, as the board, to determine if there will be any slight changes. I could always make adjustments with the grant or request
Yeah,
approval for adjustment. So,
and how
just,
many pieces was it?
it was listed as 8 pieces to
And-
purchase.
And would that be any combination of these pieces, or are there certain pieces that we wouldn't be able to afford with the grant?
It would be based on the budget that we have, which also included the redoing, removing this, the
Mulch?
type of mulching that's there, cause that's hard to maintain, cause it gets messy, they wanted, the grant said concrete and concrete surface.
There will be enough money to do all that?
Well, we'll have to see what we get,
We'll make it work.
Okay.
but we could always, the city could always put in a match. The grant was,
And this
they-
has to be on concrete?
that's what was listed. We
Listed.
could, again, request a change if we prefer to put rubberized surface, but that will change the number, but the grant will only give us 50,000. The city will be able to, on its own accord, if we wanna do something different that the grant agency approves us doing any upgrades, then that will be on us, anything additional, cause that's what was applied for, that's what the agreement is, but we can't ask for any more money, but we could tell them that the vision perhaps has changed based on, feedback from the community or feedback from the.
Could cost be even an issue where it changes? Cause I mean, a slab of concrete that size alone, that's like,
Well, I believe there's concrete underneath it, so maybe if
oh,
we
there is?
remove,
Oh, okay.
I don't know, we'll have to get somebody out to review that, because if there's concrete there and
I
that
don't think
mulch,
Yeah.
there's no
I
concrete
don't
there?
think so. I don't
So-
remember,
I
recall.
remember them
anybody
building it
pouring
and
their
I didn't
concrete.
see
You didn't see
them
any
pouring a
concrete
slab
No,
down
no,
there.
no.
So
recall
we'll
that.
have to see what is there, how that structure is held up, and then maybe that would lead to another meeting to discuss what we have underneath there. and
What
see-
I would like from this group now is to give me the 8 pieces of equipment that you would like to see.
Okay.
And then I will come back and let you know what we can do.
Okay, so what I'm kinda doing is looking at the new equipment and cross-checking it with the stuff we have.
Correct.
Like right off the bat, we know there's pull-up bars already in existence, unless they're really messed up.
There's one that needs to be fixed. It's been working for a long time, reported a long time ago, but we never repair it because they said when they replace it.
What's wrong with it?
The bar is gone, it's not there.
No, that's a
Oh,
problem.
so that's not, it's not a
You know,
pull-up
unless
bar.
you- unless you
So
are-
that needs to be replaced.
That's my kind of pull-up bar.
Changing a bar versus a whole
Exactly,
structure.
it's just a bar, that's cheap.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a
it's
couple
not- it's
$100
not-
bucks
So,
versus
yeah.
thousands.
Exact.
But for now, I guess we can say we're not gonna get a pull-up bar.
No, just repair that one.
You
But
know
the
what we don't
repair-
have is, and I see on this list, is some machines that are cardio.
Yes,
like the
more
elliptical?
advanced.
But this isn't gonna match. We can't.
Well, can
can't
we get it
keep
the same
our-
color?
Yeah, I don't, I mean, if it's, what we see is what we get, it's not gonna match with what we have currently.
Well, I don't know what the options are, this is just
Oh, this
a
is just-
night,
okay.
yeah, just a
Okay.
booklet that I found so we could know the type of equipment.
Yeah,
I
usually they
believe
just
that
pick
we
the
could always
colors, yeah.
change, request colors.
Okay.
Stick with the beige and green. that we
Yeah,
have
well, we
currently.
could keep our styles, but this is just so the type of equipment is more the reason for
Yeah,
this.
some of the good ones are like the elliptical or like
Mm-hmm.
this fly machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that is.
That we don't have any of that here.
Yeah,
And frankly, what we have is, it's kind of strange stuff.
I like the assisted step trainer option.
Which one's that one?
It's on page 6 or 7.
Are the guys running on the corner left?
Yeah, where the man
there,
with the
like-
red
Right
shirt
there,
is
right
running.
This one?
No,
The red shirt guy.
The guy in the red shirt?
That's the
Top
flag.
Oh, yeah, but
the other page.
Oh, this
Oh,
one?
yeah. So that was like,
Oh, is it
Yeah,
on another page
Oh.
too?
that's a cardio.
I circled that one too.
and that's just assisted running?
Yeah, I mean, I like it because it's an assisted step trainer. So I mean, it's kind of all ages, right? And the assisted part just adds an additional layer of safety.
Would that give you the same kind of cardio as like the elliptical, or we don't have to get them both, you just get one? You know what I mean? The other one involves your arms too, but
Right, yeah, I don't.
you can make up with that
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I
One or
mean, I
the
think
other.
you can kind of like, do aerobic exercise by like running up and down the steps, right?
So
And just
let's,
kind of
Okay.
in that.
Oh, the
Yeah.
elliptical on the,
Yeah.
Cardio walker, let's,
on the left.
I'm gonna write these down.
The cardio one, okay.
Yeah, the cardio walker and then the chest press one are the only ones that are like
Oh, yeah.
the
Which one's that one?
different ones. So that you go to the next page.
Yeah, that's like
You
a,
know, no?
Like
it's like a
like
chest press
it
machine.
uses your own body weight to
Yeah, what I like are the ones that
You have lap pull downs too.
work out major body parts.
The
You know what I
lap
mean?
pull down machine.
Like a lat pull down and a chest press, that one you're talking about, because you're getting your lower body involved.
Oh, even this leg press. That's
Yeah.
Do we have a dip bar
We do have a dip bar
on this
with
other one already?
it. Yeah,
Yeah, there's like the whole,
yeah it's
oh, we
pretty
don't need
tall,
that.
but it's there and it works.
Yeah, we have a whole, course with a balance walker and those, I had to look up what those things that were there.
So what have we said, cardio walk, chest press?
Lap pull
The
down.
lap pull down.
This one here, like on the last page,
This
isn't
is
this like an
a lot,
That's
elliptical
the
type machine?
cardio walker, I think that's the, oh no,
Oh.
that's the elliptical type. That would be the elliptical,
I
similar.
like the, do we have anything already in place where you can sit there and do your
Like
your
sit-ups?
vertical crunches like this lady's doing here?
We have the sit-up board,
Okay.
so that's what we have currently, but it is aged.
Yeah, and a lot of folks, that puts wear on your lower back. Some folks don't like to do it, so maybe,
Okay.
I mean, that's just
No,
a,
I like that, and there's not a lot that we don't already, like a dip bar, monkey bars, they're there.
I think pretty much everything
Yeah.
else is there.
We can pretty much get whatever we don't have,
Bicycle rack?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
the elliptical.
cardio and major body muscle areas.
Well, I mean,
So if the.
we've only come up with 3 so far, so we
The
got,
aged ones might need, like that one might need to be replaced, and the repair of that bar, that could go into the cost of, but I don't know if they repair it, if they just bring a bar and weld it on there, if we would have to replace
bolted
that
on.
broken.
It's bolted on, yeah.
What, the pull
Oh,
bar?
the actual, bar, I don't know how the.
It just got 2 brackets that hold it in place.
Okay,
I'm thinking of the ones at the rec center, and those are all voltage.
Yeah. What are you talking about, the
Yeah.
pull bar?
The pull-up
Oh.
bar, everything that,
The one
like,
that's there,
all those
the top
things,
is a
yeah.
separate
It's
piece.
2 brackets that hold
Pull
it
up,
together, it's
pull up,
bolted together, it
Okay.
just broke, one of the brackets broke and just fell down.
Okay.
and it was-
Alright, so
Okay.
let's start then.
They're not both.
so far we've got 3.
Let's do the 3. We have
Cardio
Christina,
walk,
the elliptical, right? The red shirt.
right?
Then
The chest press,
and a lap pull down.
and then we're kinda,
There's 2 lap pull downs. Which one are we talking about?
So I
Oh, that's
think
true,
that
but
there's
we don't have
one
to-
that's accessible, like meaning that someone can help you if you can't do your own weight, might as well get
Which
that
one's
one.
that one?
The one on the
The,
left.
the one on this side? is-
oh, where somebody can help you from behind?
Yeah, so someone can help you from the front, not from behind, from the front they would be able to help you. And then if you don't want help, you just do it by yourself.
Okay,
It's the
so
same thing.
those are 3, and then let's pick 5 more then.
I'd like to, what do you guys think about this energy and strength wheels? What
That's
those
good
are
for
used for is
senior.
for senior citizens.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm not looking at you. They get on the wheels. My father years ago, he had to rehab his shoulders.
Yeah.
And they get on the wheels and that strengthens their shoulders and it actually works people out. So I think,
That one's cool, the other one I saw, cause
what's that called? Energy and strength wheel.
So that,
Yeah.
that could be number 4.
those are good, and that's good cause it's handicap accessible, right? So like, someone that can't.
Yeah,
use
how
their legs.
high is that up?
So Alex, I think you mentioned leg press,
The leg press, but
the leg press?
top right.
it's just doing squats.
assisted squat?
Assisted squats, I don't know.
Is
It
there a
was-
sitting one or no?
No, this is sitting down. So you sit here and your legs go here and you push and it's.
Why
it's
not?
a
We don't
hinge.
have a
So,
pick
so
for-
if someone doesn't have anything better, you know,
Yeah, I
I
like
think that's
that
an
one.
option.
Well, that puts us at 5, we still have 3 more, so.
Yeah,
it
and
doesn't
then
seem like
another
we're
one
struggling.
was the ADA hand cycle.
Which one's that one?
So.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
up-
yeah, yeah.
Right, so.
Again, for the
so-
senior citizens.
So you can do cardio, you know, some people can't run, so you know, you do cardio with your arms instead.
And how about the leg lift?
They don't have like a stationary bike or something for the old?
No,
They have
I
a
didn't see
recum- they have a
anything like that.
recumbent cycle.
They have a recumbent cycle?
Yes,
Where's that at?
there's a recumbent cycle,
Oh.
it's right there.
Oh, yeah?
That's very popular, seen
Yeah.
it listed
So
on.
that
where
would
you
be
sit there and-
6. How many do you have with that, the cycle?
Recumbent cycle.
4, 5, 6. Correct.
1,
I
2,
have
3,
six.
4,
I got
5, 6.
7.
I got
Oh,
7.
you have 7?
What's
You
this,
said the captain's chair, right?
I haven't said the captain's chair, no.
Did you say this one? 'Cause, for me, it's like one of the
This
others.
is skill training.
One that you want?
So
That's
sit
probably
up-
better.
I did.
You
I
just
just
People like to
wanna
stand there and
clarify.
raise their legs.
Yeah.
It's a good workout for people.
I
their
wanted
abs.
to.
Yeah.
I wanted to clarify the one with the man with the red shirt. I just meant that as the page. 'Cause
Oh.
that's just a cardio walker, which I feel like, you know, you could just walk around the park. The one that I had mentioned was the assisted step trainer.
Which page is that one?
It's on the same page.
on the right side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like you can hold on and like go up and
Yeah.
down steps, you know?
So just steps with a railing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause I've seen
and then we can
people
get the
use
elliptical
the
for the
main
last
step.
one.
Elliptical. That's
Yeah,
the
so
one.
we'll get that one,
Yeah.
and then the elliptical
And the elliptical, yeah.
And
I
then we'll
like
take us
that.
to the
for
7.
those of us that are really young.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
this
6,
is
7.
and this is a nice
I'm happy.
amenity, but ultimately at some point we'll have an actual gym in the
Yeah.
city, so this is something just to go and have a quick workout.
I did want to ask a question only because I'm noticing that there's a lot of like age requirements, like for, you know, like the minimum age, like 13. Would we also like put a sign, like just for safety, like to make sure that, you know, because I see young kids play there all the time.
They're there all the time.
Yeah.
Like my daughter.
my son too, so yeah.
It's a-
There play.
Explain, John Michael, explain to us unattended park.
This park's never unattended.
I think that from liability standpoint, it's
Yeah.
one of those,
We will put a
You put
sign,
sign.
but
put a
it's-
sign, but it's, you know,
'Cause it's
do it
Okay.
at your own risk.
The
Okay.
equipment is for 13 plus.
Yeah,
Right.
but if you put sign, parents will see it and say, yeah, you know, let me keep my kids out.
Yeah, yeah.
Good idea, yeah.
Because I've
Yeah.
been there,
Children under
and there's a bunch of
16.
kids running around and I can't work out because I hate to say this, get
Yeah.
out of the way, you know.
The other thing
Right.
is right
Yeah.
now it's just monkey
That's
bars
true,
and a
they go
pull-up
there
bar.
and pay, but the
I
parents
feel
don't know
like
that.
when you make it more of a, it's not really an exercise station. People
It's
are
not.
using it as an exercise station, but it's not really an exercise station. So by the effect of putting this,
There
you
should be
know,
a
the
little
more
workout
people that
area.
use it, I hate to say it, the less the kids are gonna, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Because the more the people that are intended to use it,
Yeah.
the less the
This
kids
will
are
be-
gonna swoop in the day that, oh, it's all worn down. It's a new,
It'll be
it's a new
legit-
bunch of
a
players.
Looks like
legit
an obstacle
workout
course.
area, actually.
Yeah.
And I will say
Yeah, that's true.
this, our parks will have cameras within a month.
All
So
right.
they won't no longer be,
I gotta stop my graffiti.
Yeah.
we'll
This
catch you,
changes all my
we'll
plans.
catch you, we'll come and knock on your door.
Alright, so we have
I
our
gotta go
8
to the gym
items. Anyone else have anything to add before we move on?
I like it. It's a good combination of
Does
workout
anybody have all
stuff and
the
for
8?
senior citizens. and-
We're just going through.
Alright, next item.
Does anybody have all the 8 written down?
Before we
Yes,
move,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
are you
perfect.
moving out of Cooper's Park or no?
Just Megan.
Say again?
Are you moving out of Cooper's Park? The other items is something else?
It's still Cooper Park, but a different item for another grant.
No, I just want to bring up, are dogs allowed at Cooper's Park?
Dogs?
Dogs.
Oh,
The
There's a
sign says
sign
no.
that says no.
They can't be.
No, sir.
Well, something needs to be addressed or something.
I've been kicked out with my dog in the past, but you know, the police can't be everywhere all the
By
I
time.
ordinance, by
understand.
ordinance, dogs are not allowed in Cooper Park. Neither is smoking, neither are throwing footballs, balls, soccer.
Bicycle.
Yeah, so
Anything else I'm missing, John Michael?
Anything you can have fun.
No,
don't smile while you're on the
don't do,
swing.
don't do that.
Have fun allowed at Cooper Park.
Alright, next
I think
item.
On the
bicycle-
trail.
On
On the
bicycles
trail.
on the trail are
On
fine.
the trail.
Okay,
Moving
item
on to the next
6B, presentation of
A
improvement
lot of that
project
happens at
of the Land and Water Conservation Fund
worse.
2023-2024 application for Cooper Park Playground and Restroom Improvements Project.
Okay, so Mr. Q, IT, if you could put up presentation too. Thank you, sir.
Oh, we did a movie on this light.
All right, so as we were discussing, I wanted to present the two main active parks that we are doing most of the work on, at Cooper Park and the rec center. So we're gonna go over Cooper Park projects now. We did a lot of discussion on the project. So we have our active project, which is the FERDAP exercise equipment that we were discussing to get your input on what types of equipment to bring in. We have the grant application submitted and pending decision is for through FERDAP, which is the Florida Recreational Development Assistance Program, to do resurfacing and walking path widening to meet ADA requirements. And the upcoming application, which is why I needed to discuss for a grant application, on the LWCF, which stands for Land Water Conservation Fund. So let me go ahead and begin. Oh, goes that way now? Oh, it's not on? Okay. Oh, there we go, thank you. All right, so the exercise equipment, we've discussed this already. We received the agreement, and as I was telling you, the grant stated that the resurfacing of the existing area with concrete and installation of 8 pieces and planting of 4 oak trees, that was what the grant application was written to include. So we're gonna stretch our dollars and make it happen.
The trees are there, I saw them.
So we put it at the
What was the verbiage on the concrete piece
Oh,
again?
excuse me. It just says resurfacing of existing area with concrete. That's what was written in the agreement based on the application that was submitted. So we do have until April 30th, 2026 to complete the project, so we do have some time, but time flies. So we're gonna try our best to get it done
That'll be
sooner than
done,
later.
that'll be done a whole lot quicker than that,
Faster
guys.
than that, yeah.
I don't have the patience to wait that long.
So we have the existing exercise area as we saw, and the measurements are very odd, but they're 29 by 35 feet with 5-foot angled corners. So that's what is existing, but we, with the concrete or whatever base that we decide to put, we're gonna square that out and bring it to a nicer shape and perhaps expand. The 5 existing exercise pieces of equipment, we have a 3-pad stretcher pole. That's what that is. You're supposed to sit on the pads, and it allows you to stretch your back, and that's what that's for. There's the fitness course with a balance walk and vertical climb bar, and the pull bar. There's a sit-up board, which is worn, and that last piece, I didn't know what it was, but I believe that's the extra pull bar you were discussing. I couldn't tell what it was.
It's like an incline
It's an incline one, right?
lat
Perhaps
machine,
saying-
basically.
Okay.
These are my favorite one.
Climb up and climb down.
So these were some examples at different parks that they've had to have a list of equipment, the recumbent cycle, cardio walker, as we were discussing, sit up and back extension, chin up. So these are just different parks that I saw that they had equipment that we do not have, and that we could use just as examples of how to create our new workout area. And then we have this was submitted August 31st of 2023 to expand and resurface the current walking path around the park. Right now it's very narrow, and to meet ADA guidelines, I believe it's a 8-foot or 10-foot
Minimum of 8.
minimum of 8 for ADA, the new ADA requirements. So that's the project that's upcoming. I'm confident we will get it, so that's a future project that will be coming down the pike. This is,
What it was be made of?
excuse me,
What?
it would be asphalt.
Asphalt? Okay.
It will be asphalt. And this is the future upcoming application I'm working on now that's due this month. And this is the project I wanted to bring to your attention. This is we titled the Cooper Park Playground and Restroom Improvements Project. So the cost of the project is going to include elements of construction of splash pad play area, construction of new restrooms, renovation of existing playgrounds. Left the word sand in there, but we're going to do the other mulch playground as well, as you'll see in my presentation. The installation of fence around the park perimeter, the purchase and installation of informational kiosks, because there's no place to put any information at the park, as well as the installation of new water fountains with the water bottle refillable feature. So this is a conceptual view of the proposed scope. Try to make it without the usual, so we have the color coded where we have the informational kiosk to be placed at the north end, and the south end of the park. The water fountain to replace the existing water fountain at the entryway to the restrooms. And we hope to put one by the exercise area, so while people are working out, they could easily refill their water bottles. And the plan is to renovate the 2 playgrounds. This is an old Google photo where it does not show the canopy over the sand area, but that's very unsanitary with the sand. I've heard that they found things that we shouldn't say there, so we would like to replace that with a rubberizer to be safer. I know some kids might miss the sand, but we're gonna replace that. Let's see, and I'm gonna move on to talk about the project for.
Go back one slide. The important thing here is that we're also still in the process of closing down half of whatever that street is, 58, would it be? The street between Publix and the park. We are in the process of closing down half of it, so it's gonna add a little bit more space to the park area. And that orange glob is where the splash pad's gonna go. The bathroom's gonna be right now we have a one stall bathroom. I have no idea why we did it like that in this place, but we'll flip it so you have a men's and a women's bathroom stall.
What you done?
I'm sorry?
I have a question about the splash pad.
Yes, sir.
How safe is that? How sanitary is that would be?
It's safe.
How much we have to maintain? Have to have personnel working there all the time
No.
while it's running?
No.
And what's the life cycle
So-
of the splash pad?
Does it have a system, like coordinated system to coordinate
Yes.
the water?
It's required now by the
It
state.
does.
HRS requires it. It used to not require it, but HRS requires it.
It's not gonna have a body of water anyways, right?
It does not
No
have a
city
body of
water.
water, it's just, okay, Homestead, perfect example, and I'll try to take a video and bring it to you guys next time. City of Homestead has one, unattended, in the middle of a dog park, believe it or not. It's a fence, you come in, you hit the button, it shoots off for a little while, the water shoots up, you get wet, but the water,
Like the one in the zoo.
like the one in the zoo, but the water does not,
Doesn't sit.
not a
doesn't sit.
pool.
Does not recirculate the water.
No, it recirculates.
It
right?
recirculates, but it goes into the pad, it does not stay on the surface.
Yeah.
There's no drowning risk.
There's no drowning risk, there's no
And
nothing,
what's
and
the
that's
life
what I
cycle on
envision
something
of that.
like that?
It's like everything else, it doesn't
Yeah.
be maintenance, but I would imagine that something like that will last easily 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, the one at the
Right
zoo's
there.
been about
Been
10
there
years.
probably
Yeah,
a
10
little
years.
longer than that.
Is that something that will be turned on seasonally or run year round?
That's entirely up to what the board and what the commission lets me
Want to
know.
turn it off for winter for the freezing.
Christina?
So I only had one concern about like the same thing, like the sanitation of the splash pad. I've seen kids, vomit in splash pads. So if something like that were to occur,
Dog,
what does
animals go there.
how can we control that it's shut off and
Yeah.
just anything from a sanitation standpoint? If something were to impact it,
Healthy
Well, it doesn't
Yeah.
run. From what he's saying, you have to push a button
To make
turn
it
it
run,
on.
but if they're in
And it
there
only
and
runs
something
for-
were to
for-
happen, hence, let me go back to what I said about us having cameras,
right?
we'll be able to monitor that.
I got a question though, if something like that were to happen, wouldn't it just be
It's
flushed
chlorine.
down the drain?
It's flushed down the drain, and it's recirculated, and it's chlorinated.
Okay.
And it's
okay.
fenced off, right?
The old splash pads didn't actually require, they've actually upped the requirements
Okay.
because of that.
Trial
Okay.
and error.
That's
So
good though.
So what
they
is-
actually have, they've added about $100,000 to the cost of these things because of the
Because of
system of recirculating and ensuring that you do not get dirty water out there.
Right.
If somebody were to have an issue,
Mm-hmm.
we still would need to send, John Michael will be out there cleaning it up.
Okay.
But you say you're gonna use continuous running water for the system? Or
No, it's continuous running water, but it's got a recirculation pump, and it's also got a chlorinator. It's gotta be chlorinated. It's like a
Like a pool.
Like a pool. It is a
It's
pool.
like a pool, pump, like you see in
No,
front of
I-
someone's
I-
house, but you don't see sitting water because
Right.
it just goes into a
I
basin.
understand, I know what he's saying. The question is, who's gonna maintain that equipment? Who's gonna make sure that chlorine is going there constantly?
No, it's checked. HRS requires you to check it.
I know they do, but I feel not too safe on that, because I know eventually personnel is going to go there on time, it's gonna be dogs gonna go in there, or like you say, kids will vomit, and it's gonna,
But it's fenced off, isn't it?
It's fenced.
It's still, they all,
My biggest concern
they
is
stole,
the
they stole his car,
location.
his car
actually.
from the.
It's in the darkest corner of the
For the
park.
park, it was a fence.
In theory, you would want it to be,
In a sunny
not in a sunny area, but a visible area. So if someone takes their dog over there and decides to use it as a dog bath,
Is there potentially a secondary,
Yeah,
Tell us where you want it.
because my concern also was location
okay.
close to the playground, where if a wet kid goes out there and gets on a slide, now he's speed racer going down the slide.
Oh.
Know what I mean? So maybe,
I mean, kids are gonna be kids, they're gonna.
yeah, but you can't, you know, we can, what do you call this, what was the adage they used to throw to us all the time?
Mitigate.
You know, we can't mitigate,
Could we put the splash pad park in like a garden park
no, it's a
area?
word that used to
Not
be
enough.
thrown at us,
There's not enough space there?
There's not enough space.
liability.
Is it garden park, the one that's in a single house lot?
No, that's just,
No,
Oh,
there's
it's
not.
even
Street,
smaller,
yeah.
That's even
yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, we can't
Yeah,
mitigate liability
because,
down to zero, obviously.
Yeah.
The only, I mean, if you want it out in the sun, the only other place I can say it would be somewhere near where the hill's at.
which hill?
Maybe one of those
this
corners.
corner's too small, right?
No, I could probably.
You know, like,
top.
The middle hill
I
or
think
the
it would
top
probably
hill?
be okay, parents are gonna be
North
there
of
with
the
their
other
kids,
side.
they'll dry them
This
off.
corner back here?
Yeah.
And the
And that's the
cameras.
playground area, and the cameras are there. so-
No, the cameras
I'm
will
gonna have,
provide that.
that'll be covered. The
Yeah.
cameras are gonna.
Yeah,
cover
yeah, I
most
don't
of
have,
it.
a problem with
I mean, if we have cameras, it makes me feel a little bit better, you know? Cause, you know, anyone can do something once, but you know, like I said, the guy with the dog, like, people do dumb stuff like that. And then-
I've been wanting to put cameras for a while. I'm surprised we never
It's
have.
a lot of
done that
dogs in
here.
that park lately.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot
Question.
of production.
I'm getting a little graffiti guy tagging our garden club bathroom on
Yeah.
a weekly basis.
Yeah, we found that the other day.
It's all black, spray paint
So I'm
on John
getting a little,
Michael's hands.
I'm getting a little tired of having to go out behind him and clean it up.
It just says John Michael.
So,
Question, do we have to decide on the location of each of these items
no.
to submit the grant?
No.
So we can have
The
another meeting later?
location can be
Change.
moved, but we
Okay.
want to present the item, the element that we're wanting to put at the park.
So
That's
it won't
the-
be how the gym equipment, it had to be specific.
No, because that one actually, if we can write it in a way that says it'll be actually recorded.
Yeah. Well, I also label as proposed location, but just, we want to add a splash pad to the area.
And then for the fencing, what kind of fencing are we talking about?
Well, that's gonna
Like,
be
look at
in
the-
my,
Your next
more
one.
detailed presentation at the sole
So-
purpose meeting, so let me finish.
Wrought iron.
We need to adjourn this meeting and call for the other meeting.
Guys,
Let me, would we like to finish the?
Yeah.
Let's finish up the presentation and we'll move on.
We can actually put a lot of, yes. The one in Homestead has that, the rules of how to use it.
So,
Where is the money coming from? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part.
State, grant,
a
A
grant.
grant?
This is
So
a
we're
grant
gonna apply
that
for
we
the grant?
We have this grant is, I'm applying for it. I'm in
Oh,
the
you're applying
process
for
of
it now,
applying
okay.
Go
Correct.
ahead, Jenny.
So, let's move on just to discuss the Recreation Center Park projects, just so we have that. We have received the funding from the U.S. Soccer Foundation, $200,000 to put in the 2 mini pitch soccer parks. And we already applied for a FERDAP grant for the Recreation Center and Park Development Project, which was brought to you in November. Now, this first slide talks about the 2 fields. They came out with their contractor and evaluated the space that what we have existing right now. And they measured it at 40 feet and 74 feet and 40 feet. Based on the tennis court, because the way the tennis court has to be 10 feet out, it has to go down. So it's not an exact square, so there's no fall off area. Based on that, this is what they evaluated us at. But our investment or our cost share is creating a slab, because this park has to be put on asphalt on a hard surface. It's not going to be built on grass. So we are going to expand to the left. Mr. Silva has the vision
Yeah.
for that, where we will be able to fit in 274 by 84 foot, 76, excuse me, by 84.
we'll get back to this in a second. Maybe I can bring up the other presentation now. Q, can you cue the other one? Q.
Q, Q,
Q, can you cue?
Q, Q.
Q, Q.
Presentation one. Presentation one. Oh, there we go.
All right, let me walk you through very quickly. Okay, let me start with here. Number one, I think we had discussed that we are proposing, and it's in part of our budget for this year, to turn the street in front of the rec center into a one-way street. That is going to allow us to put angled parking all the way up and down that street. It more than doubles the parking that's allowed in that park now. Takes us up to about 65, 70 spaces. If you notice, I'm rearranging certain things here. On the upper left-hand corner, on the upper right-hand corner, backing up to the FPNL substation is where I'm proposing to put the basketball courts. To the west of that is where the mini-pitch soccer fields will go. Directly south of that will be the 4 pickleball courts. And then directly south of that will be the relocated playground and a new top lot, so that we have both a place for small kids and older kids to play at the rec center.
So, the pavilion will be gone then? You want to remove the pavilion? That will be gone,
The
right?
pavilion will be gone. We're replacing with another pavilion.
But on the same spot, the same area?
You know.
Oh, that's where you're gonna put the pickleball courts?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, okay.
And if you notice right there, that angle in the bottom is where the bathroom is. What the little bathroom is right now. I'm going to, we're proposing to attach an open air pavilion next to it, which is replacing the one that we have now. So if
To the
you're
little baseball.
right
deal
here,
there.
so from there you can watch the baseball game if you want to, or sit there and watch your kids play in the playground.
And that's covered, of course.
Yeah, we cover.
So shelter for the kids as well.
That's correct.
And that one is a Cooper Park or?
No, this is the rec center.
So you're gonna replace that too?
We're doing a new storage facility, and then again, there's the pickleball, which would be lighted courts.
Where was the storage going?
Uh,
Or it's not questionable?
let me see if I have an overall site plan. We should have had it in here.
And, by the,
See it?
where the scoreboard is.
You see where,
Oh, yeah.
you see where the scoreboard is up there? It starts at the left-hand side of the lighted baseball batting cages.
Oh, so it's big, yeah.
Literally where the scoreboard is.
So, and this is pretty much the end of the thing.
It's 5:40 now. We'll go to the next item, wrap it up, because we have a sole purpose to it. And then we'll discuss Cooper Park further with the sole purpose. Next item,
Item 6, questions and comments, so I think that's pretty much covered.
next item.
So
Does
we
anybody
can-
have any questions from the audience?
Yeah.
And we have exercise equipment. Yo y tú, los viejitos. We got it.
I love to.
Ahora podemos hacer ejercicio yo y tú.
Everything that was last.
Yo no veo ningún viejo aquí.
So we adjourn this meeting.
This meeting is adjourned, then we have the sole purpose meeting coming up in.
Wait, one question more. On 15th Street, right in front of Cooper's Park, are we gonna do anything, any speed bump or anything for the time being? Or gonna do any cross where people, because people will still go faster on that street?
16.
That's a great segue to the commission meeting.
Yeah, we're bringing that up later on.
Okay.
The meeting was already adjourned, so this is all talk.
Oh, sorry.
So.
No, we have the sole purpose. anyways.
We're looking at locations for speed tables now. We'll get back
Can
to you.
you have the police department, have police out there at least between 5 and 7, not park, but just make rounds more closely, 5 to 7, with a lot of kids out there on the
And
park?
we also are going to augment and increase our bicycle patrols. The mayor and the commission have asked me to do that.
I forgot to ask, and then obviously the meeting's over, but walking back to the basketball courts, the futuristic, is there gonna be a nice path potentially covered for when pickup during rainy season?
Well, the basketball courts, if we get what we want, they're gonna be covered anyway. So you can be there and not get wet.
Well, but I'm saying in terms of parents picking up their kids
We will have pickup,
from the front of the.
yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Manager, one more thing before I forget, please. The car that takes care of the baseball field,
You're gonna be
they
Jim.
spend more time in the shop than in service. Is there anything we can do about that? I guess,
fixing it.
huh?
We're gonna either fix it or get a new one, sir.
Yeah, but it's been,
I know. John Michael's just not a very good driver.
I
No,
know.
we're gonna resolve that. We will resolve that. We've been buying the equipment.
Jenny, what
The
time
city
is
has
it now?
gone up many years
No,
without
is that
buying
gonna be 15 minutes?
We have another meeting.